Hey everyone. Okay, so I guess the first big surprise of this chapter for me was that Apart basically survived. Like there was no one there to like kill him or just no one who was waiting in the shadows to follow him and to follow him or anything. Like it's he just survived. It's one of those things where, given how meticulous X is, I would have figured he would have had someone watching Apart all this time and killed him when he outlived his usefulness or he failed his mission, but no, he just flat out lives to tell Sakamoto and the gang about X's goal and about what potentially is X's goal. And this is one of those very weirdly delicate narrative tricks where Suzuki does make it work just enough to where it doesn't feel contrived or convoluted, but I also keep going. I keep going back to that question of X's actions up to this point, and how meticulous they've been, how the meticulous and thoroughly planned out everything's been for him. And so it just seems strange he would leave a loose end like that roam free with only two possibilities I can think of, given the conversation he had with Kashima over the phone. Either he underestimated how much Apart overheard their conversation, or or he intentionally basically said all of that knowing Apart was going to pass it along to Taro. Because the one thing we have to also remember is that even more than accomplishing his goals, he wants an audience for when he does. So, and more specifically, he wants Taro in order to be that audience. Like, if you remember back to the lab arc, when X and Shin had their confrontation, he basically dropped Taro's name. So even more so than accomplishing it, he does also have a very particular fascination with Taro himself. He wants Taro to be an audience member for when he accomplishes his goal, and so in that sense, he almost wants Taro to find him. He wants Taro in order to be there when he accomplishes whatever it is he wants to accomplish. So it's like he is meticulous, but he's also a showman. And I think in that regard, I think it does. I think all of this. Well, it does seem strange it did again. Well, this still seems strange that X would leave a loose end like that lying around. It does also make sense as to why he would when you look at it through the perspective of how he views Taro, pretty much. Now, in saying that, this is one of those it's all in the dialogue kind of chapters, in the sense of saying some of the more intriguing reveals we get with this chapter is in the conversation between X and his acquaintance, where you see X talk like he's been to the JA before, like he was almost like a member of the JA at one point or something. So this does give us a more clear idea that this whole crusade he's on, it's not just about the JA, it's that he actually knows someone, he actually knows the person who he's targeting, who's the target of his vengeance on a personal level. Now, the question still remains of who this person is, but this does also start to put his actions into perspective, that the reason he wanted to draw the J's attention is because this person specifically, he wanted to draw the attention of this very specific individual, someone who is very likely a high-ranking official within the organization. And because this is a Japanese manga, I'm putting money on the identity of this person either being an old friend or family. It's usually one of those two, but the fact that X has dragged the entire organization into this vendetta just begs the question of what the fuck happened for X to hold so much hatred towards this person, and just what kind of dirty secrets are the JA hiding that would make Slur target the entire organization as well. These are the $2 million questions that need answers right now. And And of course, like I said, with the Sakamoto crew headed to the JA now, it's more than likely these questions will get some answers when Taro and X come to blows. Like at this point, it's almost a guarantee that this is the setup. This is the setup of what's coming. Taro and X are finally going to clash. At least that's what it's looking like. Even if it doesn't happen by next chapter, it's practically guaranteed to some degree next arc. Like we're reaching that boiling point where the build-up is finally gonna is where the build-up is finally going to lead to basically this flashpoint of Taro and Taro and X coming to blows, and we finally, at least to some extent, learn of what the what the extent of X's ambitions are. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Blue Sky, and on Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of the Night signing off. Later, everyone.